Hello, this is Friday's News. Thanks for joining us. In this edition, Marape presents reports on his government's performance, K9 to mine records strong drill results, and hunters return to field this weekend. Prime Minister James Marape presented a report of his government's performance in the last 7 years in Parliament today. The report was prepared around the key government sectors, including infrastructure, economy, law and order, health, education, social and community development, and administrative governance. The report also included the achievements of the 22 provinces and 96 districts.
In presenting the report in Parliament, Prime Minister James Marape emphasized the government's commitment to delivering essential services to the people of Papua New Guinea. Reflecting on his 7-year tenure, he reiterated his dedication to the core agenda of taking back PNG and taking PNG to the world. Marape highlighted the progress made during his leadership, detailing key achievements and initiatives designed to improve the well-being of citizens and enhance international standing.
I rise today to deliver what is for our government a moment of deep reflection and profound gratitude. The 7th-year performance report of the Marape Rosso government, covering periods from 2019 to 2025.
He also highlighted the importance of accountability and transparency in governance, pledging to continue working towards a brighter future for all Papua New Guineans.
As we look ahead, we are not resting on the 7 years of achievement. I am the first to admit many work remain incomplete. Many work remain undone, much work remains ahead of us. We all must work as we stand at the threshold of passing through our 50th anniversary year. We must look at how far we've come and where we must go. That is why we have an office that is labeled Reset at 50, and they've established Reset at 50 roadmap.
In closing, the Prime Minister called for unity among lawmakers, urging them to collaborate on policies that will foster development and create opportunities across the nation. His vision, he stated, is not just about recovery, but about building a sustainable and prosperous Papua New Guinea.
A bold agenda to reset our nation's economic and governance foundations for the next half a century. It has always been and is our ambition to go past the 200 billion Kina economy threshold to making sure we have enough and to provide opportunity, dignity, and prosperity for all Papua New Guineans. As we maintain our priority and going forward, our priority remains completing Connect Papua New Guinea. No place must be left behind. Every place must have enabling infrastructures, whether it's road, seaports, airports, airstrips, or electricity, or satellite and telephone connectivity, ICT. We must deliver them going forward.
Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
Governor for West New Britain, Sasindran Muthuvel, has put the government on notice for not prioritising roads in the province. Muthuvel made this call today in Parliament after Prime Minister James Marape presented the government's performance report for the past 7 years.
During Parliament session today, Governor of West New Britain, Sasindran Muthuvel, expressed strong concerns regarding the government's lack of focus on road infrastructure in the province. His remarks followed Prime Minister James Marape's presentation of the government's performance report over the past 7 years. Mutuvel emphasized that inadequate road conditions are significantly impacting the accessibility and development of Western Britain, highlighting that better infrastructure is essential for the movement of goods, services, and people.
Being on agriculture province, Prime Minister Mitokol Mipla East na West Mipla dependlo agriculture Mipla dependlo this green gold called oil palm, copra, cacao, na all gatanar agriculture produce Mipla no got oil na gas, tasol. Mipla still contributing same level will same oil na gas have contributing to. Mr. Deputy Speaker, the most important factors for this economy to grow, we need the conducive infrastructures. Our main priority for our province remains as agriculture and tourism, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
He adds the government to prioritize road improvements as a critical component of its development agenda, ensuring that the needs of all provinces, especially those like Western Britain, are adequately addressed.
So me appeal, Deputy Speaker, while you may invest in Nupla Road, you may too must release him this 150 million below National Road Maintenance Program, na 40 million below this National Bridge Maintenance Program. Sample time, me no understand, Mr. Deputy Speaker, these are recurrent expenses where me no need him permission, approval, kind something. These recurrent expenses must be honored as you may appropriate through the budget. Otherwise, this time you may build him new road infrastructure, while you may continue to lose him this existing road infrastructure. These are existing road infrastructure, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I'm also an economic lifeline where I'm 24/7 service him this oil pump, fruit trucks, tankers, na logging trucks, na all got this something.
Mutuvel also pointed out some ongoing challenges faced by the people in securing necessary resources and support from the central government, aiming for balanced development across Papua New Guinea. Freddie Mo, TV1 News.
East CP Governor Alan Bed also backed Mutuvel by expressing similar views regarding the government's focus on infrastructure, particularly road development. Bed emphasized the necessity for a thorough review of the performance report presented by Prime Minister James Marape, arguing that the report should be scrutinized to ensure it accurately reflects the needs and challenges faced by provinces across Papua New Guinea.
Prime Minister should perhaps review the contract arrangements for his speechwriter. If I were the Prime Minister, I would sack the guy. No time in the last 9 years has a local level government service improvement program funding come down to any of our LLGs. Yet it's mentioned in here that our LLGs have received LLG SIP. MTDP4 was fully costed, Mr. Speaker, and in the MTDP4, our good people at planning have indicated that we need about 51 billion kina to implement all of the outcomes there, including those that were mentioned by my colleague Governor, the Honorable Mutubel, in terms of the 300 million that was intended for forestry to realize some of the government's well-stated policies in terms of downstream processing.
Landowner of the Omea Wet Crossing, August Lobuo, has given authorities until next week to address his grievances, including the construction of a new bridge or the road will be closed. The Omea Bridge along the Bruce Jeffcourt Highway in the Usinabundi district of Madang Province collapsed in the beginning of this year. It is now into the 6th month and nothing has been done to either construct a new bridge for the commuting public after 2 attempts failed due to continuous rain and flooding.
Augustine Lobuo and his son Kamuki Saya threatening to completely close the wet crossing, citing land ownership, pollution and absence of compensation with no clear direction from provincial works or the local MP.
There's a lot of some state at Nakabman. You must look at some and must work not from Haliak. Working police. I mean, where to going up now, number 5 moon. 8 by deadline finish.
The father-son duo say they have been neglected since flooding devastated the community 6 months ago.
Mi plus start go, mi plus treat him all paper. Mi plus sale mi go out. Now no aton pa feedback plan ni come back. Now mi plus waiting up now 6 months. Next week Monday I'm by full block straight. Mi plan na following one plus car by go, even car plus plus to in and up go. Okta car ka by stop lo ya transit passenger tasol. Cargo transit. And mi plan walking full block straight.
In addition, they are not happy that relevant authorities in the province have not assisted them during the floods.
Solution natin this la road. Gromati kami go. Planti line or silip across lo this la wara. Or kisim bagra por complain kam. Nami bin talking papa osem. You by kisim big play heavy. Suppose man em dai lo tamlo. So I'm thinking lo. Sampla people blow me place tap tamlo so to mi pla block him. Because one pla wara tasun place I use him. All kam bagra washing ground all this lagan. Promo rubbish go. Mi pla no. Kisim on the payment from.
The Provincial Works Office is yet to provide an official response to the threat. However, has indicated to work with stakeholders and landowners to come to reach an agreement in order for the highway to remain open. In the meantime, the Asian Development Bank is funding the construction of 4 permanent climate-resilient concrete bridges around Madang province.
It's a bypass finished now, only constructing na la nubla permanent one now. Some group come na start work on this Omea bridge. And luckily within a month and they will come and start a new bridge. Yes.
Jasmine Rajak, TVWAN News.
Across Papua New Guinea, communities are already confronting difficult decisions about where and how they can safely live in the face of floods, landslides, coastal erosion and environmental change. From the Carteret Islands in the autonomous region of Bougainville to Mulitaka in Enga province, climate and disaster-related pressures are increasingly shaping how people move, adapt and seek to rebuild their lives. Over 100 countries came together in New York from 5th to 8th May 2026 for the second International Migration Review Forum, where governments reviewed progress and shared approaches to managing migration and displacement in safe, dignified and coordinated ways.
For many Papua New Guineans, it is a lived reality affecting homes, livelihoods, culture, and community stability. The question is not whether people will move, but how mobility can be better understood, anticipated, and managed in ways that protect dignity, strengthen resilience, and support sustainable development. These challenges are not unique to Papua New Guinea. Globally, countries are grappling with how climate and environmental change are reshaping patterns of human mobility and how to respond through coordinated, inclusive, and forward-looking approaches. It is within this broader global context that over 100 countries came together in New York from the 5th to the 8th of May for the second International Migration Review Forum, where governments reviewed progress and shared approaches to managing migration and displacement in safe, dignified, and coordinated ways. The adoption of the IMRF Progress Declaration by PNG reaffirmed a shared commitment to migration governance that is people-centered, grounded in human rights, and supported through stronger international cooperation. These global discussions also reinforce complementary regional processes, including the recent Melanesian Ocean Summit, which brought Pacific leaders and partners together to advance shared solutions for ocean health, climate resilience, and community sustainability. Together, these processes underscore responses to climate-related mobility at the intersection of environmental change, development, disaster risk reduction, and human security, and required coordinated, forward-looking approaches grounded in national context. Jasmine Rajak, TVWAN News.
You are watching TVWAN News. Among stories after the break, committee visit Rice project and Trash to Treasure Festival promotes environmental awareness.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSB's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with BSB's One Talk Wallet. BSB's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
When you're all in, anything can happen. Grab a Coca-Cola and enjoy the moment.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic Kakaru, get up a big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, na mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, P&G é minha. Prime P&G made.
You have to meet my best friend. She's the sweetest. Hey, check out my hair.
Which one? The one on your head or the one in the sink? Relax. Next time, just use the Mega Growth Anti-Damage Relaxer. It's infused with wonder oils and conditioning proteins for visibly less hair breakage after retouching. Now your hair looks great.
Thank you.
Mega Growth Anti-Damage No Light Cream Relaxer for visibly less hair breakage after retouching.
P&G's favorite soft drink now in bottles. Goldspot brings you fresh, bold flavors in brand new 500ml bottles. Taste the rainbow. More freshness, more flavor, more fun. Lime, orange, raspberry, and pineapple. Proudly made in P&G. Proudly Goldspot.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
Welcome back. K92 Mining has released new drilling results from its Arakompa project, with the results showing strong gold potential. So far, the company has completed 100 drill holes and all of them have found mineralization.
The results were from two main areas, AR1 and AR2 veins. At the AR1 vein, multiple high-grade intersections recorded a large high-grade gold zone. Standout results from this vein include 11.9 meters at 14.3 gram per ton gold equivalent, including a 1.7 meter at 92.43 grams per ton gold equivalent, as well as 10 meters at 15.21 grams per ton gold equivalent, including 4 meters at 36.65 gram per ton gold equivalent at 2 holes. The AR2 vein also returned high-grade gold results, including 4.7 meters at almost 42 grams per ton gold equivalent from one hole and 15 grams per ton gold equivalent at another hole. Drilling also found a large, wider zone of mineralization. These zones are thicker with lower gold grades but are important for large-scale mining. These results show the gold system is large, continuous, and still expanding. The company is also drilling deeper targets, looking for a possible copper and gold system. Some deep drill holes have already shown long sections of mineralization. K92 CEO John Lewins welcomed these results and said the results improve confidence in the project and show strong potential for further growth. The company plans to continue drilling with the goal of delivering its first resource estimate by mid-2026. He said Arakompa is emerging as one of the most significant exploration successes in the Kainantu district in recent years and will provide further updates as drilling continues. Ruth Rongola, TVWAN News.
30 detainees from the Minimum Security Unit, together with 8 correctional service officers and NCDC staff, took part in a clean-up initiative last week, commencing at Croton Street in Waigani and ending at the City Hall. The Waste Management Branch provided garbage bags, other personal protective equipment, and rubbish removal services. Thomas Marine, Detainees Rehabilitation and Reform Officer of the Sports, Youth and Civic Engagement Branch, said the clean-up initiative was aimed at promoting environmental responsibility and detainee rehabilitation. He thanked the PNG Correctional Services and Bomana Correctional Service for the ongoing partnership. The project steering committee members of the Rigor Rice project visited the project site yesterday. The committee is made up of representatives from the National Planning, Treasury, Finance, Agriculture, the Department of International Trade and Investment, and the Rigor District Development Authority.
With the rigorized project steering committee meeting scheduled for today in Port Moresby, the committee paid a visit to the project site yesterday to better understand the scope of the project and to inspect and assess the progress of the project before the meeting. PSC Co-Chair Juliana Rubak said the establishment of the committee follows the government plan under the Medium-Term Development Plan for 2023 to 2024 to have a commercial rice project in the country, where Rigor Rice was chosen as a lead project to meet the government's demand.
This is in line with the target that is in MTDP4 and agriculture, that we want to ensure that we meet one commercial mechanized project in Papua New Guinea to reduce our import bill and to contribute to food security because our population is growing.
20 million kina was allocated by the government in 2025 to expand the project.
It was released to Rigor District Development Authority for that, to assist the company to extend the number of hectares, because currently I think we are producing on 100 hectares.
Rigor Rice Managing Director Jeffrey Kennedy said more than 600 tons of rice have been produced since the establishment of the project in 2027, with the first sale of rice in 2018. This is the first phase of the project.
We literally planted the rice by hand. I was part of the team here. It's back-breaking, it's a difficult job. First sale would have been towards middle of 2018.
He said the government funding will be implemented in the second phase of the project, with 500 hectares of land cleared for development. He said the aim is to reach 2,000 hectares of land to plant rice in order to meet the government's demand.
Coming towards 400, 500 hectares. But the target is 2,000. Once we reach 2,000 hectares, then we have a size that is suitable for what we call a nucleus estate. And with a nucleus estate, it's easier to support local farmers from surrounding.
MD said if this project meets the government's demand, the same project will be duplicated in other provinces as well.
One thing first, get it right, get it to become a success story, so then we can replicate it elsewhere. We do a small farm here and then a small farm there and a small farm everywhere, and then they all fail at the same time and there's no real results. Like for me, I didn't expect any government support until I have a proven case.
About 40 people are now employed, with the employment rate expected to increase to 300 in the future. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
Parents in Central and Sundown provinces are stepping up to support schools and improve students' learning. This follows recent workshop held in Port Moresby and in Vanimo, focused on the New Parents and Citizens Handbook by Education Department, supported by the Australian Government-funded Partnership in Education Program, or PIE. Participants say the trainee is already making a difference, helping parents get more involved in school decisions, students' behavior, and attendance. Schools are also seeing growing support for children with disabilities, while communities are working together to create safer, cleaner, and more inclusive learning environment for students. In the World Environment Day, Bank South Pacific, in partnership with the Port Moresby Nature Park, launched the 2026 BSP Trust to Treasure Sculpture Festival with a strong call for environmental awareness. Supported by 50,000 kina in funding, the festival has grown into one of the city's most creative community events, bringing together more than 300 preschool students, their teachers, and volunteer students from the University of Papua New Guinea.
In commemorating World Environmental Day, Bank South Pacific, in partnership with the Port Moresby Nature Park, launched the 2026 BSP Dress to Treasure Sculpture Festival. BSP donated a total of 50,000 kina in funding to support the growth of this festival. The initiative encourages young participants to turn waste materials into useful and creative items, promoting recycling while building awareness about environmental protection. This year's theme, Climate Crafting Waste into Wonder, highlights the importance of rethinking waste not as rubbish, but as a resource, and reminds communities that today's actions will save the future of the environment. Hari Rabuna from BSP said their continued support aligns with its Go Green campaign and broader environmental, social, and governance priorities.
So BSP is proud to continue as the event naming partner for the festival, a partnership that we established since 2019. Our sponsorship is 50,000 kina. It is an expression of BSP's commitment to being the Green Bank of the Pacific, a commitment embedded in our Go Green campaign and anchored in our environmental, social, governance priorities.
Port Moresby Nature Park Chief Executive Officer John Paul Hoston spoke about the importance of recycling waste materials into creative and productive products. He revealed that too much of what people use ends up as waste, polluting the environment and contributing to climate change, and events like this changes citizens to see waste differently. The festival continues to inspire creativity among young Papua New Guineans while promoting sustainable practices for a cleaner future. Michael Tamtipais, TVWAN News.
And now in finance news, the kina closed lower at $0.2289 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2214, $0.3066 Australian dollars, $0.1826 euro, and 35.17 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed lower, except copper closed higher and palm oil closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. TV1 News continues when we come back. Stay with us.
Too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, BSP's One-Took Wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at BSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Talks, to our family, to the ones we love. BSP's One-Took Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
When you're all in, anything can happen. Grab a Coca-Cola and enjoy the moment.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
You sabe tu olsem condom wambla way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy? Tingim, use him condom long right pla way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you no save long HIV status long partner blog you or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banisim you yet na future blog you. This platok save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Papa bakang close to Laos. Kaya no ready yet. Mak blem pelat ya. Mams tu glo rasta. Suppose I'm not ready. Ayo. Dia mamas lepasin lo paps. I'm sure him way blue meal geta.
From our homes, where every morning starts with a taste we all love. A taste that holds memories and shared stories. A taste that can bring friends together. Made with care and loved in every corner of PNG. Inspired by our champions and rooted by our family values. Snacks, so crunchy and tasty, it's irresistible.
Thanks for staying with us. Chief Executive Officer for NCD Provincial Health Authority, Dr. Robin August, stressed on the importance of water, hygiene and sanitation in maternal care and welcomed the signing between NCD PHA and WaterAid yesterday.
Water, sanitation and hygiene are non-negotiable foundations of maternal care. Clean water, safe toilets and proper hand washing are essential to prevent life-threatening infections like sepsis, protect mothers from waterborne diseases, and ensure safe, dignified childbirth. This was stressed during the signing of terms of reference for water, sanitation and hygiene improvement for maternal health in PNG between NCD Provincial Health Authority and WaterAid PNG. Chief Executive Officer for NCD Provincial Health Authority, Dr. Robin Oge, stressed on the significance of running water in maternal health.
Water and safe, clean, quality water is very important for health. The presence of it, though, the presence of safe and quality water itself is a developmental indicator. This is why one of the indicators in the SPA report is that there must be fresh water, running water in every health facility, without which it impacts on the performance of the PHA. NCD is fortunate to be in the district that is supplied network completely by pipes from Water PNG, and we do kind of perform well in that area. The next question would be, to ensure that the communities around the health facilities have access to clean water.
Dr. Auge shared that NCD-PHA is grateful and hopes to see a reduction in seeing NCD's mortality and mobility rates for communicable infections.
And so we look forward with this kind of programs We look forward to seeing our mortality and morbidity from communicable infections like diarrheal disease, which claims a lot of children under 5, and various other diseases like helminthical worms and roundworms and all these kinds of illness. It can reduce the prevalence and the morbidity and mortality associated with those illnesses.
This signing demonstrates the commitment of NCDPHA, WaterAid PNG and partners to ensuring safe maternal and newborn care and to embedding sustainable infection prevention and control practices in health facilities. Jasmine Erojak, TVWAN News.
Turning abroad, misinformation, cost and a lack of trained providers has stopped many Australian women from accessing what doctors consider the most effective and reversible contraception. But the federal government is hoping to increase the uptake of long-lasting contraceptives, with plans to open bulk billing specialist centres in each state and territory within the next 6 months.
Contraceptive pill, it affected her mood. Her doctor recommended she consider getting an IUD.
I'd heard quite a few horror stories and I was nervous to, be another horror story. But I'd had so much trouble with the contraceptive pill that I was happy to try anything.
She says the first month was rough, but now says it was the best decision she ever made.
I've recommended it to so many friends. I have quite a few that have got it since I've been on it. They've had no issues.
IUDs are a type of long-acting reversible contraception, known as a LARC. That group also includes the Implanon. LARCs are used by 30% of women in countries like the UK, Sweden and other parts of Europe. But they're less popular in Australia, only used by 1 in 10 women.
They're often getting a lot of misinformation on social media and from their friends perhaps.
A 2020 study found with more information and access to trained GPs, women are more likely to consider long-acting contraception.
We were also able to demonstrate reductions in unplanned pregnancy and abortion.
Doctors say, along with being an effective contraceptive, there are other benefits, like reducing blood loss, decreasing heavy menstrual bleeding, and they can even help with endometriosis. The cost and access to trained health professionals have also been barriers to women getting LARCs. It's something the federal government has been trying to address through increasing the Medicare rebate and investing $25.6 million to set up bulk billed specialist centres in each state and territory.
These centres of excellence will not only be places where women can go to actually receive this service directly, but also a place where other health professionals can learn.
They'll also offer outreach services for remote communities, where accessing LARCs is more difficult.
This is about providing more choice for Australian women.
The centres are expected to be operational within the next 6 months.
South Australian First Nations people say they were told to line up twice or even turned away when trying to vote at this year's Voice to Parliament election. This is despite the State Electoral Commission being warned that double queuing would be perceived as discriminatory behaviour.
Arrived at this Kilburn early voting centre in March, she wanted to vote in more than just the South Australian election.
I personally was really looking forward to voting in the state voice election because that's me voting for who I want to be able to speak on my behalf.
The First Nations woman says she made this clear to a polling official at the door, who instructed her to line up in the state election queue, cast her vote, and line up again to vote in the voice election. But after queuing twice, an official refused to give her a voice ballot.
Because he was looking at me and was very confused as to, but if you've already voted, why are you trying to vote again? And I'm like, well, actually, I haven't voted in the First Nations election. They're 2 different elections.
Miss Clinch wasn't the only one left feeling disenfranchised. Elected Voice member Melissa Clark says she's heard from more than 70 First Nations voters with a similar experience.
And because of that, lining up again and potentially another, 20 minutes to an hour, they left without voting.
The ABC can reveal the SA Electoral Commission anticipated this issue at least 15 months before polling day. A 2024 internal review warned that ensuring an elector will not have to queue twice is essential to avoid reputational damage or perceived discriminatory behaviour.
I don't think AXA should be surprised at all that this is our experience if they had a report before them that told them that this was going to be a risk.
In a statement, the Electoral Commission says it was very concerned to hear about Ms Clinch's experience, saying it didn't meet its expectations. The Commission says procedures were in place to avoid double queuing, and they'll be scrutinised by an independent review of the voice election. Ms Clinch says she was able to return to this early voting centre to cast her voice ballot after a senior Electoral Commission manager saw her story on social media. Others weren't so lucky.
I know one lovely elder who I was going to pick up and take to vote. She said that she didn't want to anymore after she had seen what happened to me and a couple of other people that went to early voting.
The independent review is due to be handed down before the end of the year.
One of South Australia's most notorious criminals has been released into the community after 2.5 decades being behind bars. Pedophile magistrate Peter Liddy served his full 25-year sentence for offences in the 1980s, but his freedom has been curtailed with restriction, while a court decided whether he should be sent back to jail indefinitely.
And unrepentant, notorious pedophile Peter Liddy takes his first steps of freedom after 25 years. The 82-year-old silent as he left the Adelaide Remand Centre, except to say,
"Excuse me."
He was jailed in 2001 after 25 years as a magistrate for the sexual abuse of 4 children while volunteering at the Brighton Surf Life Saving Club in the mid-1980s. An advocate for his victims describing the impact of today's development.
They were shocked. They never thought that he'd ever be the kind of person that would be released. It's not a happy day for the victim survivors, and it's definitely a very dark day in South Australia.
Liddy's current release conditions include electronic monitoring and restricted internet access. He's also banned from contacting children and from being within 50 metres of a public playground, school or kindergarten. The conditions are part of an interim supervision order made after the Attorney-General applied for Liddy's indefinite detention, which is still to be considered by the Supreme Court. Liddy failed to have it thrown out. The Attorney-General said he won't give up trying to return him to jail.
What we're doing as a government is every single thing within our power to keep him behind bars.
For now, the notorious pedophile's spending his first night back in the community in decades.
Nurses and midwives have walked out of one of Adelaide's biggest hospitals as part of a 24-hour strike. The nursing union that has been in a long-running dispute over better pay and conditions is seeking a 20% pay increase over a 3-year period.
Stethoscopes down and posters up.
What do we want? Respect. When do we want it? Now.
Dozens of nurses from Lyell McEwin Hospital walked off the job today, demanding a better deal amid an ongoing pay dispute with the state government.
We have done everything within our power. The ball is very firmly in the court of this government.
It's probably better to go work at Bunnings and get paid a bit more in reality, but I love my job.
Nurses are already leaving the profession because we're burnt out, we're tired, we're sick of it.
The Australian Nursing and Midwifery Union says 12 months of negotiations are at a standstill, while it's pleased about more beds in the system.
There's no good to have a bed when you press the button, the buzzer, and no one comes.
They're pushing for a 20% pay rise over 3 years to stop nurses moving interstate or leaving the profession altogether.
We believe that a 20% marker needs to be struck in order just to keep ourselves competitive in the national market.
The state government says it's working towards a solution.
We don't want our nurses to be the lowest paid in the country. We want our nurses to get a real living wage increase. But again, I'm not going to be a treasurer that just throws money around.
SA Health says there will be no surgery cancellations, with staffing levels maintained across a range of services, including ICU, birthing and cardiology departments.
The union's warning of more strike action if a resolution isn't reached soon.
A new high-tech factory in regional Queensland is ready to capitalise on the protein boom sweeping the world by turning second-grade peanuts into a low-fat, high-protein powder.
Workers in regional Queensland could lose their jobs.
Last year brought devastating news. Dairy giant Bega, which had owned the Peanut Company of Australia, or PCA, for 8 years, was selling out after losing millions. An industry linchpin, PCA, the owner of those silos, bought, processed and marketed peanuts and provided plant breeding and agronomic services. But this year, peanut farmers had their best news in decades with the opening of a new $22 million peanut powder factory. The business, the first of its kind in the country, is the realisation of a dream for local nut oil processor Josh Gadiski.
We're chasing the protein, the oil becomes the byproduct. So it's actually a perfect fit for our business because the waste product that we're generating here is an oil that we actually need in the other part of our business, which creates a zero waste cycle.
He's only using Australian peanuts, a relief for the struggling industry.
Not foolish enough to think that it's going to turn the industry around. There's certainly some bigger issues that we've got to overcome. But absolutely, projects like this add in a small way to that demand and confidence.
For peanut grower Trevor Campbell, the new factory was welcome.
Now, we've got a new person in there wanting to buy that product. So if the demand comes good, it should push that, the price of that product up somewhat. So for each and every farmer, I think it can only be good because our peanut prices may increase. And if we want to increase our price of our product, we've got to have new ideas coming into what they can do with the peanuts. This is a whole new ball game to us, getting the peanut powder into the industry.
You're watching TV1 News. Stay tuned, sports is next.
Meet UmiPay, your digital wallet from TISA Bank. Your gateway to seamless transactions. Withdraw cash anytime at your nearest TISA agent. Send money to family and friends anytime, anywhere. Top up and pay with just a scan. From taxis to coffee and small businesses, UmiPay makes every payment simple. UmiPay, powered by TISA Bank.
Life is about making memories, sharing new adventures. Go beyond the familiar. Don't let bacteria hold you back from experiencing the world. Protex uses natural antibacterial protection with flaxseed oil and eliminates 99.9% of bacteria. Free yourself. Go beyond with Protex.
In sports, the PNG Hunters returns to the pitch tomorrow for the round 12 clash. They take on the Tweed Seagulls after sitting out on bye for 2 consecutive weekends. Limby Henry makes his return into the Hunters starting lineup, and Hela Wigman centre Mekwin Warinu makes his Hunters debut on the wing.
Sonny Wabo gets the pass away.
The PNG Hunters will run out tomorrow off the back of 2 weekends rest. They set out the previous weekend with the rest of the teams as the competition had a weekend off. Last weekend, they were on bye. Coming back from a fortnight-long break, the Hunters will be determined to turn their competition around, given the horrendous start to the season. They have only won 2 from 10 matches and are currently sitting 13th on the competition ladder. Paul Iton's men are equally sitting second last with Western Clydesdales. They are separated by 1 win from the bottom-placed North Devils. However, the inclusion of in-form Limby Henry and Mekwin Warinu would help them get a much-needed win. There is not much change in the lineup, except for the inclusion of Henry and Warinu. The inclusion of Henry pushes Murray Connors to the bench and Wallen Tauloi to the extended bench. Despite fans calling for Jamie Mavoko to be excluded, head coach once again entrusted him to partner Joel Genner in the halves. Hunters will meet the Seagulls for the 17th time since entering the Queensland Rugby League competition. From these encounters, Hunters have won 11 games. The two teams last met in round 5 of the competition last year at Siba Super Stadium in Gold Coast, where Hunters prevailed 26-20. This match will be broadcasted live on TVWAN Sports tomorrow at 2 p.m. local time. Make sure to stick around to watch this match. PNG Chiefs have so far landed 4 big signings for the club ahead of its entry into NRL in 2028. The latest being English front rower Matty Lees. All the signings are representative footballers having played for their country or state during their career. PNG Chiefs number 1 Jerome Luai played for New South Wales Blues and Samoa. Signing number 2 Alex Johnston represented PNG. Signing 3 Connor Watson played for the Blues. And signing number 4 Matty Lees has represented England. Lees is an established prop forward in the English Super League. He represented England on 12 occasions, including featuring in the 2022 Rugby League World Cup, series victory over Tonga and Samoa, and most recently, starting in the front row against Australia in the Ashes series. The new recruit told the NRL.com that he is grateful for the opportunity to play for the Chiefs under the coaching of Hull Kingston Rovers Super League Premiership winning mentor Willie Peters, and alongside marquee signings Jerome Luai, Alex Johnston and Connor Watson. The recruitment of Lees and others added experience and confidence to the new franchise as the Chiefs work towards entering the NRL competition in 2028. PNG Chiefs General Manager Michael Chambers said securing a player of Lees' caliber was another important step for the club. He said Matty Lees is one of the toughest and most respected forwards in the rugby league. He has built his career through hard work, consistency and an uncompromising approach to the game. Those qualities are exactly what the PNG Chiefs are looking for as they build their roster and culture for 2028. PNG Chiefs CEO Lorna McPherson welcomed the latest signing and said Lees embodies the values and standards the club is seeking to establish from day one, and the Chiefs are focused on bringing in quality people as much as quality players. The Egmag East Sepik School Rugby League in East Sepik Province is expanding rapidly in Wewak, despite major travel challenges faced by participating schools across the province. The competition is managed by Bradley Simon.
The Egmag East Sepik School League in East Sepik Province is seen as one of the important player development pathway in East Sepik Province. It brings together schools from all 4 districts in East Sepik, with teams traveling long distances by sea and land just to compete. This weekend will be the round 5 of the 2026 season, and competition manager Bradley Simon says the competition is expanding rapidly in Wewak. Some schools make difficult journeys each week. Students from St. Xavier's Secondary travel by boat to Wewak and at times continue by road to Maprik. Others like Wasara Secondary walk kilometers before catching transport through 2 districts. Despite these challenges, the competition has grown from 1 division last year to 5 divisions this year, including new categories for younger boys and the introduction of girls rugby. Someone said the league is not just about the sport, but also about building discipline and creating pathways for future players. With strong support from schools, parents and sponsors, organizers hope the competition will continue to grow and develop future rugby league talents in the Sepik Province. Michael Tamtipais, TV1 Sports.
And now the weather forecast. In regional forecast, Southern, all centres mostly fine. Momase, all centres mostly fine. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo, Rabaul and Buka, cloudy with occasional rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Kaveng and Kimbe, cloudy periods with occasional showers. And Highlands region, all centres partly cloudy with afternoon-evening showers expected. Ocean forecast for PNG areas for the next 24 hours. Coral, Solomon and Bismarck seas. Seas light to moderate with southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas light with southerly to southeasterly winds of 10 to 20 knots. And coastal waters forecast. Waters of west of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finsafen, and waters of Manus and its western group of islands, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Waters of New Ireland and New Britain, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters, reaching 2.5 meters over warning areas. And that wraps up another edition of TV1 News. Have a top weekend. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by